All right, guys, welcome back to the Knives Fast channel. I backed this knife. How is it? This is the Knafs Lander 5. I backed it on Kickstarter, and I also picked up two of the Knafs Lander 6 as part of that Kickstarter. So how is it? How did it come out? And where does it fit in knifedom? Meaning, is this a everyday carry? Is this a worker? Is this a knife maybe to give away and to give to people that are new to EDC? Well, we're going to discuss that, and that's just going to be a fun video. Here's the Lander 6 box. You can kind of read all the stuff there. It is an 8CR13 MOV and Lander 5, I meant. And then here are the boxes for the two Lander 6s. Now, interesting thing, I didn't even notice. This guy, I just saw this. This guy is made in China, but these two are made in Taiwan. Interesting. Okay, good to know. And let's jump in and talk. Now, guys, I didn't get these out because I wanted this video to be about the Knafs Lander here. But, well, you know what? I should have got it out. But I can do that in just a moment in the comparisons, but this goes along the line for me of some of the earlier CRKTs in my collecting, which the Pilar, the Squid, and the Pizzoda, a very simple, inexpensive knife. And it is a steel frame lock. It has a steel clip. It is in not one of my favorite steels, but a budget steel, a uber budget steel, 8CR13 MOV. And this is the first Knafs knife with a hole. I'm going to move these because they're messing with my focus. I'll bring them back in a moment. But you can see, now I have to really concentrate at being off of that lock bar. Sometimes I can roll this guy, and sometimes, there we go, I got it now. Sometimes it gets stuck and I cannot middle finger flick this guy. I get stuck in the hole. The finish on the hole is a little sharp. And so I kind of get stuck. Oh, I got it. Okay. All right. So I got it. And that's great. And I can thumb flick it. I can thumb flick it pretty easily. It does have a decent detent. Yeah, not bad. That's about as strong as it needs to be with this size knife. You do have quite a bit of jimping. Now, guys, I am going to stop for a second because I do want to get a couple of knives to show you, and I don't know why I didn't think of this to begin with. Stand by. All right, so I'm back with some small knives, but let's finish up where we were. Very small, very thin stock, no lock rock, no blade play. It doesn't need a steel lock bar insert because it's steel. We're locked up at about 60%. We do have a good access to the lock bar with some jimping there or scalloping or whatever you want to call it, milling. And it's pretty easy to close. Yeah, not bad. Now it is, I believe, I need to look at the specs, but I believe it's on washers. It's pretty stiff. This is not like a free-flowing bearing knife. So pretty sure this is on washers. It does come way out to the end. You have two barrel spacers. There is no milling for weight reduction because your scales are very thin. You have a loop over deep carry clip, which is reversible with a filler plate. And it is milled down into the knife and has flat screws. We'll talk in a minute where it fits, but I wanted to talk about here. You get 3 fingers back here, and you have a full choil with a guard. By the way, we do have a decent plunge grind with a sharpening choil. But yeah, you have a guard to stay off of the blade. You have jimping all the way out here, and you got this tiny little bulldog blade, which, by the way, cuts pretty good. It's kind of grabbing the cardboard a little bit. Yeah, you see there, you gotta really kind of do it in a downward direction to let it pull through that. But it's definitely able to cut. Now, 8CR13, the reason I don't like it is it's a steel you're going to have to sharpen a lot. If you use this knife, it will need to be sharpened after a couple of uses, okay? These are designed within Knafs, And I don't know if Ben designed them or somebody else, but yeah, Knafs is a really great company. Now, what I would compare it to size-wise the best, and I almost wonder if Ben thought this, Spyderco Dragonfly 2, same thing, small knife, but with the choil and with a little guard there, I get a full 4-finger grip, okay? Same kind of deal. Yeah, very similar. Now, I wanted to compare it as well to our friends, the Squid, the Bev Edge, and the Pilar. And let's put our, this guy up here. Wait, we have another Squid as well. So you can see here, it's right in that. Now, the Bev Edge is a little bit bigger, so let's put him up top. But these right here are almost exactly the same size, with actually the Lander 5 being kind of the smallest of the bunch. But the reason I say they're kind of in that same categories, again, steel liner lock, very simple construction, 8CR13, same thing here with the Squid, same kind of deal. Now, there were other steels. This is an 8CR one, right? Yeah, I think so. But there were other steels. Matter of fact, this one may have been, yep, this one's D2. You know, just some other options that were in that same category budget-wise and style-wise, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And while we're in the area, this review is way out of order right now. We'll look at the Ben Peterson designed Banter and the Lander 1. And since I have it, we'll look at the Lander 4 as well. They're all bigger. Those are all the same size, but they're bigger than the Lander 5. And of course, if I put our two versions, or one of the versions of the Lander 6 out here, it's an itty bitty keychain knife. So it is way smaller. So really interesting stuff indeed. So what do you guys think of this? Now let's go into the main reason. I'm going to talk about what I think this knife is kind of for. And that to me is kind of a knife you would give to a first-time knife person. So to me, this would be a good one to give a kid starting off. You know, you're going to probably teach them to use it two-handed and not to just flick it like I just did. And guys, you're only going to be set back $30. Now, I supported it on the Kickstarter, and they launched it right as they were delivering the Kickstarter for everybody else. So they are available in two versions, a blackout stonewash version and a gray stonewash version, which is what you see here, or bead blasted is what I would call it. Again, made in China, but I'm not sure who the manufacturer is. It has a 2.13 inch blade. Boy, do we not, apparently we don't have full specs listed here. Here we go. The handle material is 2CR13 cold forged steel. That blade steel is 8CR13. 8CR14, I'm sorry, I've been saying 13 all this time, and it's actually 8CR14, which, I don't know a lot about that one. Blade length 2.13, handle over length 5.4, they don't give a weight, but we can give that to you guys in just a moment. So that's kind of what I think, guys. This is one that you would give to your friend that uses a knife every once in a while and just wants an easy to carry, unassuming little knife, kind of like somebody you would have before given a Gerber paraframe to. This is a smaller and better version of that, in my opinion, way better. And so again, I don't even really put it in that category. And it is a little more expensive, but yeah, really nice. Now, I'm going to say it's about 3.5 ounces. 2.7. I was way off. Again, sometimes weight and size will throw you off. So again, I'm just going to use our smaller comparison knives today because it's way smaller than our bigger ones. There is your Rat 1, and your Rat 2 and your Tempest Microburst. You can see this is a tiny, tiny little knife, and they are $30, and I will leave a link down below. Now, real quick, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this. You can also now pick up these little guys in 4 different colors. This is purple and blue. This one's going to Mrs. Knives Fast. This is the Lander 6. It is a little keychain knife. Now, I have a little SOG keychain knife. This blue one is going to replace that on my keychain because it is beat to heck. It's shaped like a key, and this, but there, it's a backlock. It does have a little bit of flex to it because of how thin it is, but it does cut. And yeah, exactly. By the way, Knafs is calling this guy the perfect first EDC knife. So wanted to give to your friend, your kids, whatever, or even like, is something you would give a kid, a Cub Scout knife. That's kind of the, I don't know if that would count, but there you go. So the Lander 6, they are $14.99 in black, green, blue, and purple. Again, $14.99, very simple little keychain knife, full flat grind, blade length 1.55, and they don't even, blade steel 4034 SS. I do not know that steel, but for what you're going to be using this for, which is mostly just to open a letter or to maybe cut into a box, it'll be fine. I did cut, this card, there you go, okay. So yeah, it's a little tough because this is very thick cardboard, but yeah, it's working. So you can see there, whoa, it'll definitely do some cutting tasks. Very thin. I don't know how that steel holds up. I've never heard of that steel until I got this knife. But this is a perfect little one for Mrs. Knives Fast to carry, and you got your little split ring. Very, very cool. So $29.99 for the Lander 5, $15.99 for the Lander 6. Definitely affordable. And guys, with Christmas coming up, I could see people buying these as gifts. Let me know if you're going to do that. That would be really, really cool indeed. But you just want to keep in mind that if you give it to somebody, they may come back to you in a few weeks and go, hey, it's dull, I can't cut with it. And you may have to hook them up. So there you go. All right, guys, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell to all. Let me know what you think of these. I enjoyed picking them up and checking them out. So there you go. Thanks for watching the Knives Fast channel.